at the combine, and you saw that he was a high school track athlete, obviously an outstanding football player. And now Reese, he's a first rounder. Maria, they trained for hours a day, and that family photo you showed you, justice is that big business now. He had a serious game training phase. Hey, Mike.
What's going on, Joe?
We are live, bro. We are live for our first ever after hours draft show. And man, what a way to start the first round. Let's get right into it, Mike.
Let's get into it, brother.
Ceedee Lamb, wide receiver out of Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Ceedee
believe
Lamb
it?
out of Oklahoma. I can't. I really can't believe it. And here's why. Our guy AJ Terrell, Clemson product, the Atlanta Falcons, who everyone really had mocked Caleb Chase on to the Atlanta Falcons. They go get it's like they listen to us. AJ Terrell, an
Yeah.
outstanding corner, and so I'm thinking, okay, Xavier McKinney's there, Caleb Chase on's there. The Dallas Cowboys, they got to address defense this year. They got to give Mike Nolan some help on the defense side of the ball. They went and they got Ceedee Lamb, which is a beast, top 10 talent in this year's draft. But my brain was so wired on defense of players that my reaction might not suited well with a lot of people. What was your reaction, Joe?
Yeah, and and that's what happens every draft. You kind of get locked in on a player, and you start to see the players fall. You see Ceedee Lamb, like he's still there. And yeah, Atlanta took Terrell, and the Cowboys, I think, wanted to grab him. Interesting enough, Kelvin Chason was still on the board, and he went a little bit later. But yeah, the Cowboys they went. This to me, I think they went with best player available, and apparently, CeeDee Lamb was very high on their board, and you couldn't. You couldn't ignore your board. Like I said, it's like the flashing light, like they said last year with McGovern. That flashing light there with CeeDee Lamb, like, hey, this guy shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be here. What are you gonna do? So, you know, they made the pick, and you got to let it settle in. I think I know in my live stream, a lot of fans were pumped about it, seeing that he was falling to us, and you and I talked about it. There was a possibility that one of these receivers was going to be there, and there might be a decision there. But it is what it is. Cowboys decided to push the pedal to the metal with Ceedee Lamb. So, what's your thoughts on how he'll fit in to this offense, Mike?
I think he can fit into a lot of places. And you could put him at the X, you could put him at the Y, you could put him in the slot. And Amari Cooper is so versatile also. He can go to the slot too. And, the Eagles, I'm going to talk about our NFC's rival, the Eagles. They got Darius Slay from the Detroit Lions because, it was probably for Amari Cooper. And now they got to worry about Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. It's crazy. And Joe, if I can make this point real quick, this draft right here, this particular draft reminded me so much of 2014 when we all needed defensive help. And the Cowboys actually had Ryan Shazier written down on their card to turn it in. The Steelers drafted him right there. I think it was 16, and the Dallas Cowboys went ahead and drafted Zach Martin. This is almost just like the 2014 draft. You expect defense, you get an offensive player, and we all know how Zach Martin went out and is playing right now at the best right guard in all of football. But CeeDee Lamb, he could fit anywhere on this offense. Just give him the ball, his yak, his yards after catch, his hands radius, his speed. He will fit well in the Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy offense show.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's a good point. That's the versatility. The Cowboys are really going to spread people out now. And now it's like, you talk about the Eagles, they try to get Slain here. But now it's pick your poison, you know? Yeah, maybe you're going to slow down Cooper. He's still going to get his. Gallup, the CeeDee Lamb, Zeke. Blake Jarwin, if he turns into what the fans are hoping he's going to turn into, I mean, on paper, this offense should be very, very prolific, very explosive, and just thinking about that side of the ball, the offense, like Ceedee Lamb. Wow, how the heck did he last 17? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you look and the first top five, the first five picks in the draft, you kind of expected it, to go that way. And teams were really just picking needs. I mean, the first wide receiver to go was Henry Ruggs to the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's at number 12. Cowboys are at number 17. So to see that drop and where players and where teams were picking the players at, Joe, it almost makes sense. Ceedee Lamb was right there at 17.
Yeah, tremendous, tremendous value, tremendous value. I don't think the Cowboys could believe he was there, and but the way the draft fell, one of them was bound to be there, and wow.
Yeah, yeah, so it was
Um,
Henry Ruggs to the Las Vegas Raiders, and then the Denver Broncos snagged up Jerry Jeudy, and then AJ Terrell went to the Atlanta Falcons, and Cowboys snatched up Ceedee Lamb. So if the Dallas Cowboys had Ceedee Lamb graded higher than a defensive player, you got to respect the pick, and this is that type of scenario.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I like this pick, man. It really protects the offense. And, we talked about Amari Cooper's contract. It's basically a 2-year deal with the money front loaded. So if after 2 years, you never know. Not to say that something will happen, but the Cowboys made that contract where it's basically a 2-year extension. So you got a player in place. And we always talk about Mike McCarthy.
You
This is
called it,
what
Joe.
McCarthy does. Yeah, he likes to have somebody in the chamber ready to go in case something happens. So it's a good move. Let's go ahead and change gears now, Mike, and preview day 2 of the draft. Okay, so we got our offensive weapon. The offense looks like it should be humming on all cylinders. The defense, I think, needs to get some attention here on day 2. What's your gut feeling on what the Cowboys should do here in day 2 in the second and third round?
This brings me back to when they traded up with the Washington Redskins, go get DeMarcus Lawrence. Jerry Jones is not scared to go look and trade up. And the best player available on the board right now is Xavier McKinney. I don't know if the draft is over yet, and I don't know. There was 2 picks left when I last looked, but Xavier McKinney, he's the best player on the board when it comes to the defense side of the ball. Like I said, there's Antoine Winfield Jr. Right there if you want to talk about safety from Minnesota. And then after that, you got AJ Espinoza. I think you really like AJ Espinoza. Then there's Yetter Gross Matos from Penn State. He's still there. So that if the Dallas Cowboys want some of this talent, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas Cowboys trade up and go get a guy like Winfield Jr. from Minnesota, Joe.
I think I'm on board. I think I'm on board and moving up just like we did, man. And you made a good point about 2014. This almost kind of feels like it. They probably had AJ's name written there, and they went ahead and got the other guy with Lamb, and then here we are again. Uh, it's rock and roll time for the Cowboys. They got a lot of options. Like, do you want to grab that safety, McKinney? Trayvon Diggs, is he still available? I think he might still be. I don't think I saw his name go across the
Yeah,
pick here.
Trayvon Diggs is still available. Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
Trayvon Diggs. Uh, he's on the board. Let's see.
Jalen Johnson still on the board.
Yeah, Jalen
Uh,
Johnson's there. McKinney's there.
Gallimore
Delpit,
from Oklahoma, he's still there. Uh,
Grant Delpit, he's still out there.
yeah,
Fulton's out there too, huh?
yeah, Davison from Auburn still there too.
Okay. Lots of talent, man. I told you guys they were gonna be second round picks. I can already hear some of these guys. I mean, it's just you just don't know. I mean, who would have thought Jalen Rager would be a first round pick? Nobody saw that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Jalen Rager, wow, that I mean, he went to the Eagles. I don't know how he's going
yeah.
to help them much, but
Well, I look at Jalen, Rager. You see his highlight tapes. They lost Darren Sproles. They got a running back similar to him, but I think Rager is that speed that you're losing from a guy like Sproles. I think that's why the Eagles maybe picked him.
yeah, that's that's what it looked like. I thought they could have got something better there, but
And I mean
all
that. Granted, it is different positions, but I mean on the special team side is what I'm talking about.
yeah. Actually, I'm not hating that pick anyway. I think they, the Eagles draft kind of weird sometimes, man. And I've seen some of their fans kind of getting all crazy when I was scrolling through Twitter. So, but man, we got the 51st pick on day two. I really do like that idea, Mike, of moving up. Let's get aggressive here. Our offense is pretty dang stacked. It's like, what else would you need to do? You still have some picks. You got the two fifth round picks. Um I like that idea, Mike. I gotta say, I wouldn't mind trading up, man. Let's go get somebody.
Yeah, I think the Dallas Cowboys looking at their draft board because if they feel like a player is going to go away, everybody knows how Jerry Jones is. Jerry Jones, if he feels like a player is going to go away, and Jerry and Mike McCarthy, Will McClay, these guys really really like them. Stephen Jones, they're going to give a couple of picks away to move up and go get their guy. They've done it in the past, and if they got to do it with this draft, they're going to do it.
Yeah, I really think this is what it should be. Something they're gonna huddle with here and talk about. They're gonna game plan it. We talked about this on our preview that once the day one's over, they regroup, they look what's left at the board, and if they want to make a move, they'll do it. And you go from 51 to into the 30s or whatever, you can get yourself
Yeah, absolutely.
somebody that can
Uh,
contribute.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and then real quick, just to touch on this, Joe. I don't know if you heard this or not, but Dak Prescott's brother, unfortunately passed away. No details on how he did it, but thoughts and prayers to Dak Prescott and his family.
No, I didn't hear that, but that's very unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that's
sad,
sad
man.
news.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But one heck of a draft, first round. A couple of surprises. Did anything in the first round kind of surprise you, as far as like other teams or where players fell or anything like that, Mike?
Not necessarily. I thought the draft really came to the Dallas Cowboys in this one. Um, you know, Ken Law, going at 14 to the San Francisco 49ers. Uh, that was kind of shocked to me because the injury, health issues, and stuff like that. I mean, the Miami Dolphins taking a chance on Tua there. That was a shocker, but hey, it is what it is. This is the NFL draft. It gets exciting sometimes, like when teams take chances on players that have been hurt. But I think the Miami Dolphins made a great decision on taking that chance on Tua, and I think the San Francisco 49ers made a great chance taking a chance on Kinlaw. These injured players, and then we got a lot of heat with AJ Terrell. Talking about he'll be there in the second round. He went right before the Cowboys at 16. So there was no shock there. I mean, I think our process, Joe, covering this draft, getting ready for the first day of the draft, I really think that it fell the right way.
Yeah, it did, man. It really did. And the Cowboys set themselves up really good with free agency. And you're right, man. It worked out really well for the Cowboys. We were on top of Terrell, from the get go, man. And hats off to our first mock drafts. I know he was your guy there, and
Yeah.
ever,
Yep.
ever since that, we kind of honed in on him, and Cowboys liked him a lot, and here we are, day two. Tomorrow we'll do it all over again, Mike.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I expect the Dallas Cowboys to trade up, go get their defensive guy, or the Dallas Cowboys might let the draft come to them. Who knows? Picks are limited. Maybe, just maybe, a player gets traded. A Tyron Crawford, something like that can get traded. For a little bit more draft stock, and maybe you don't have to give up a draft pick. Hey, I'll give you this for that. So, not everybody's safe. A player could get traded tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that, guys. But Cowboys didn't fill their defensive needs. We got Ceedee Lamb. I like the pick, but like I said, my brain was wired for defense.
And we can also bury finally the Jamal Adams trade talk. Thank God.
Or the death signing talk too.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. That's it. That kind of puts the nail in the coffin on that one as well. But that's good, Mike. Good conversation. I hope you guys are able to catch this on the replay. This is the Frisco report after our show, after the draft. We'll have it again tomorrow and on Saturday. Mike, let these guys know where they can find you, man.
Dallas Cowboy Football News on YouTube and on Facebook. DCF News 1 on Twitter, guys. Give me a follow. Give me a DM. That's where the conversation starts. Joe, it's always great for you. The first day is over. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you, Mike, man. I'm really proud of our draft coverage. Couldn't do it without you, bro. So I'm real proud of it, and we'll see which of our players we kind of broke down here on these next couple of days show up, and we'll be ready to discuss it with you guys. All right, so keep an eye on that one. You can find me on YouTube, Cowboys Blog on YouTube, and Cowboys Blog Net on Twitter and Instagram. But from myself and Mike, we really do appreciate you, and we'll catch you for the next draft post show. Thanks, everybody. Peace.
Peace.